I don't want this video to be a long one like the other ones I've made, because this one isn't really a personal discovery, rather it's just something I've kind of had to remind myself over and over again, and it's that the mind has the power to puppeteer reality. The mind has the power to control reality, not in a telekinesis kind of sense, not in a um, like a willpower kind of sense, but in the sense that in the chain of events that can transpire in one's life, more often than not, the mind is the beginning, and the mind is the starting point from which these things happen. And if I were to explain that, then I would say that as humans, our actions are controlled by our thoughts, and our thoughts are controlled by our mind. And going further out, the things that happen in our life that we can't control, and our reactions to certain events, if you trace it back, if you trace it all the way back, it all begins with the mind. And this is very known. Well, this is very well known. I'm sure you can accept that without any disagreement at all. You can try to give an example that someone with a positive mind will have a much happier experience than someone who has a negative or pessimistic mind. And that's just a natural truth that we can kind of agree on. And we can corroborate on that. And but I feel like applying that idea onto a broader sense, like the mind puppeteers reality, reality is kind of a big word. And to say that your mind can control something as grand and as big and as all encompassing as reality, it's kind of cute. It feels kind of far fetched, but if we continue to trace back our steps from which events occur, and we can react to those events, or we can make events happen through our actions, and our actions are controlled by our thoughts or emotions, from which all stem from the mind. So your mind really has a lot of power, and this is you can see this in effect with things like the placebo effect, wherein nothing really changed except for the way that you're thinking and your mind and your thoughts. So more than just giving that advice. I think there's something so supernatural about that, where if we were to get a bit offbeat and a bit um, uh, spiritual or boohoo, it's like the mind is kind of supernatural in the sense that it has an it has this kind of unnameable link to reality. As in, you can literally think things into existence in the sense that you think something's going to happen, so you control your actions and you control yourself to make it happen. Even though you made it happen, it was your mind that started that chain of events. And since the mind can be the impetus for any of your actions, and the mind can control the direction in which your life can go, can control what you want to pursue and how you do that, I think that starting with a disoriented mind is one of the biggest mistakes someone can make, and one of the biggest things that can slow anyone down in anything that they want to pursue. And this is common knowledge. I don't think I'm really saying anything new in this video. I really just want to express it because I need to remind myself this. I need to remind myself that, above all, the mind is something you can control. And once you control that, once you have power over your mind, power over the thoughts that you let run through your mind all day, your life's gonna change a lot. Not even incremental. Your life's gonna change um, significantly just from a change in your thinking. And not to say that there's a certain right way of thinking, but there's a right way for you to be thinking. And I'm sure you know that subconsciously, but you're not accepting it yet. Or you know what you should be thinking about. You know what your mind should be on, yet you're distracting your mind with things that dull the mind, with things that don't really benefit the mind, don't strengthen the mind. So I think this approach of having more emphasis on your thoughts and being more mindful, spending more time with yourself in your own head, trying to decipher what it really wants, decipher what its goals are, what its purpose is for you and you personally, without any outside influences, then your mind too can puppeteer your own reality. Your mind can control your own reality, your own truth, your own destiny, even, whatever you want to call it. And that's really what I wanted to say. I think control your thinking, and you can think anything into happening. And yeah, that was a fun one. I'll see you in the next video.